I would like to, say one thing, that is we are in a transition phase. If you go back 10 years, there was a time where we used to write letters and post it in the post office, and we had to wait for another 1 month to get a reply. So that was the time. Now for you can just send a friend request and you can just get a reply within 1 second. Now this Facebook also have been going to a different phase, that is, it's known as XR or virtual reality, metaverse, which I think we may not be able to digest. But the thing is, the kind of opportunity which we are getting right now is not only about the awareness program, but the kind of funds we are getting, not only to the Manipal University students, but to the students of other university also.
When you are selected, there will be, for every incubator, there will be 10 startups that will be selected. Each startup that is selected in our program will have a benefit of receiving a grant of 20 lakh rupees straight away. You will be, the moment you are selected, you will get into your, we will be transferring an amount of 20 lakh rupees to start building and making sure that it scales up. The second thing is we will also provide you mentorship.
Good morning, one and all present here. It is with immense pleasure, I, Disha Budhani, the MC for today, welcome our distinguished and all gathered today for the XR Startup Roadshow program, a collaborative between Meta and Meti Startup Hub. The program today is the combined result of the efforts of AIC SMI. Convener of the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, to welcome the crowd today and inaugurate the event.
To listen to what is going to come up. I'm sure you all must have heard of Yuval Noah Harari.
If you are living your adolescence and youth in the spectrum of high quality education, which the Manipal brand and we at Sikkim Manipal University endeavor to provide, then I think it doesn't get better than that.
Experiences you'll have, the creative economy we'll all build, and the technology that needs to be invented, as well as how we're going to all do this together. The next platform and medium will be even more immersive.
Like a shop.
Some call it skill.
Keep talking.
An embodied internet where you're in the experience, not everything we do online today, connected socially, entertainment, games, work, is going to be more natural and vivid. Whoa, that's a little too realistic. Now this is more my style. We believe the metaverse will be the successor to the mobile internet. And you're going to be able to do almost anything you can imagine. All right, perfect. Oh, hey, Mark. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Mark.
This place is amazing. The feeling of presence. This is the defining quality of the metaverse. You're going to really feel like you're there with other people. You'll see their facial expressions, you'll see their body language, maybe figure out if they're actually holding a winning hand. All the subtle ways that we communicate that today's technology can't quite deliver.
I knew you were bluffing.
Avatars will be as common as profile pictures today, but instead of a static image, they're going to be living 3D representations of you. Beyond avatars, there is your home space. Your home is your personal space from which you can teleport to anywhere you want.
Koi fish that fly? That's me.
This is wild.
The metaverse isn't something we're building, so much as it's something we're building for.
across the industry, we need to bring that same imagination and commitment to building for interoperability, openness, safety, and privacy as we do for all the other product aspects of the metaverse. These have to be fundamental building blocks, just like the other software and experiences that we've been talking about. Our hope, though, is that if we all work at it, then within the next decade, the metaverse will reach 1 billion people, host hundreds of billions of dollars of digital commerce, and support jobs for millions of creators and developers. We are fully committed to this. It is the next chapter of our work, and we believe for the internet.
So I'm pretty sure by now all of you would have heard about the XR Startup Program. This is a program that Meta has launched in collaboration with Meti Startup Hub. The program aims to support and discover and also accelerate the early stage XR startups in India. The focus is not only to support startups but also support students and researchers who are excited to work on the extended reality or the XR technologies.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sikkim. I basically am the CEO of AICSMUTBI, the Atal Incubation Center located in Majitar. For many of you who are not familiar with the Incubation Center and what we do, we are one of the incubators where we support startups, early stage startups, making sure that they are able to build successful ventures and ensuring that the ideas that you come in with, you are able to walk out from the incubator as a product and possibly sell it into the market and convert it into a successful venture. That's exactly where we come in. And because of which we have been trying to support and garner support from various other agencies, including Meta today. And fortunate that we have Meta coming in to support us and ensure that the technology intervention that is going to happen across the country, we as people in the Northeast are not left behind, because each time there is a technology development that takes place, it has always happened in the Bangalore and in the Gurgaon of the country, but it has never come towards the eastern part of it. And therefore, each time we develop something, we want to do something new, we want to make something big, we always have to move to Bangalore or Gurgaon. Instead, we are trying to see if you can build the next corporations that can build technology for the future. That's the reason why we partnered with Meta, and today, fortunately, AICSMUTBI will also assess and make sure that your venture, if you have any idea in this, are taken forward and into the future. So XR Startup Program basically is a program that will enable startups to build their products in using technology in XR, which stands for Extended Reality. Extended Reality is a group of technology, or I say a technology that has recently emerged, which is a very immersive technology. As we all are aware, mobile phones are already very, very immersive. You all will agree with me that it's very immersive. You spend hours on the mobile phone, okay? And so much so that, many of you spend your parents, say for example, you talk about your parents, your siblings, or even we have faculties here, your own spouses, or your own family members. More than them, your phone knows about you, to be very honest. The Google knows where all you have been, which all places you have been, what all things you have purchased. Your mobile phone knows, probably your parents or your family members do not know about it. That's that immersive the technology are. But beyond that, we are still looking at still more immersive technology, which is what we call the augmented reality, virtual reality, and the mixed reality, which means we can ourselves become part of the virtual world. And we have already seen that during the pandemic. We have seen that we have immersed ourselves, we have conducted classes online, and then we have made our presence felt across the online global virtual network. We have always made ourselves felt our presence there as well. But the immersive technology that we're going to see today is still more better, and we would rather call it the next generation of internet. That's what we call in the XR. It is what the XR is going to be. So it's going to be completely interconnected, like how you just saw in the video here just now. Likewise, we also expect some kind of development that will happen in this region as well. So moving forward, what does XR program actually means? It's a collaboration between Meta and Meti's Startup Hub. Meti basically is the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Meta is a parent company of what you have been using, Facebook, Instagram, and your and WhatsApp. It's the parent company of that. So they have partnered together, and they have selected 4 incubators across the country to support 40 early stage startups based on XR technology. If you are using, I'm sure many of you have used those augmented reality and virtual reality. You have the headset, you wear a headset, and then you can visit places, watch videos, which look so realistic. That is what it is. So, because we have often used the technology called what you see is what you get. That's a technology that we have always been evolving with from Microsoft Windows onward. But look at that, we will be supporting 40 early stage startups that uses XR technology. Similarly, we will also be having another program called the Grand Challenge, wherein this will be open for anybody, even if you have an idea, if you don't even have a product, but if you have an idea, those are the kind of products that we'll be looking forward. And the key objective is to accelerate the contribution of India in general to the metaverse. That is, Meta does not believe that it is only one company that will build the metaverse. It believes that there will be a lot of people who will be contributing together, and therefore they have reached out to the entire country to have the support and the contribution of various people, including you as a student, as to what you can contribute to the future of internet. That is why this program, we have gathered here to understand this program today. What is XR? XR basically, as I was telling you, it's a progress to the next generation of internet. As I was, as we say, with the emergence of the internet, we have always felt that there were geographies, which means somebody in US you could not possibly connect in the olden days. You probably have to travel by ship and then by air, and then now the best way is in less than about in a fraction of a second you could get connected to people across globally. Okay? This basically means that the geography that we have always talked about has become history. Meaning it has emerged as history because we don't have geographies, because there's no barrier of distances anymore, and that is what internet actually is supposed to do. And with this, we will be expecting people developing products to build this using augmented reality, which stands for AR, VR or virtual reality, where you wear a headset and then meet people and develop design products. Similarly, as we were talking about, even the SMIMS was talking, we could basically perform surgeries before you actually, if you have a case tomorrow, you could actually build up the entire case of the medical history of the case, and then you could actually perform multiple simulated surgeries before you actually perform a real one. That's the kind of technology that you can have, so that there are minimal mistakes or minimal chances of making mistakes. You have to understand all of it. That is the kind of technology that is going to come in the future now. So that is what XR is going to do. The economic impact that is expected is about, globally, it is about 3 trillion plus, that's a projection globally, which will amount to 2.8% of the global GDP. And in terms of India, that is about $240 billion of rupees, $1 billion of money, that is what is going to be involved in this particular technology. And that will cover about 4.6% of the GDP. This is as per the projection from the analysis group. And this means, if you look at it carefully, this means there is an opportunity for 240 unicorns out of this product, out of this technology. When I say unicorn, a $1 billion company is known as a unicorn, and there are $240 billion for grabs, and that's available for you. If you take this up, you have an opportunity, and you will be one of those unicorn, one of the person who will be building the founders of one of the unicorns if you look at this technology. So there is immense opportunity, and for this very purpose, Meta selected 4 incubators across the country to ensure that this project is spread across the country. The first one is FIIT for Central India in IIT Delhi. The second one is IIT Hyderabad, CIIT Hyderabad for the southern part of India. And for the eastern part of India, it is AICSMUTBI. So you're fortunate that you have your own incubator, the incubator from Sikkim, taking this forward on your behalf. And in the western part, it is USEC, which is Gujarat University. So these are the 4 incubators which has partnered with Meta and selected by Meta to run this project for the country. So the region, as I was talking about, the north zone is FIIT, south zone is CIIE, for the east zone is AICSMUTBI, and for the west zone is Gujarat University. There are two parts of the program, as I mentioned. One is an accelerator and one is a grand challenge. What is an offer? What is going to be there in the offer once you take part in this? The moment you are selected, there are going to be, for every incubator, there will be 10 startups that will be selected. Each startup that is selected in our program will have a benefit of receiving a grant of 20 lakh rupees straight away. You will be, the moment you're selected, you'll get into your account, we will be transferring an amount of 20 lakh rupees to start building and making sure that it scales up. The second thing is we will also provide you mentorship, correct? And it is viable for the market and make sure that it is globally scalable. The third is you have access to strategic partners and networks. For instance, we are partnered with HCL, we partnered with Let's Venture, and Meta themselves will also bring more partners to you to ensure the product that you are building is validated and make sure that it can actually be used as a product and you have customers across the globe, globally. And there are opportunities to also take part in events which will be held globally. So through this, if you take part in this, these are the opportunities that you'll have. The target outcome that we expect at the end of this program, which will be for 6 months, is that we expect you to have an increased revenue. If you have not generated any revenue, we will try and see and help you and assist you to make sure that you started generating more revenues, increase in valuation, the worthiness of the company will also increase, and also we'll also try to see, besides the 20 lakh rupees, we'll try and see if we can bring you more investment. For instance, AICSF itself has its own fund. We can also invest. Similarly, we'll try to connect to the investor network to bring in more funds for you, because you cannot always depend on the schemes and the loans of the banks to actually run your projects. Therefore, we will also help you and assist you to find your next round of investment. Similarly, you will also make sure that at the end of the program, you will have understood the entire process so very well that you will have a very refined product. That is what we expect at the end of the program of 6 months. So the last date for this application is 23rd of October. We do not have much time. If you have any of this, you please apply. So this will the results will be declared by November, and commencement of the program is expected to be in November. That is what the timeline is. Moving forward, this will be very, very relevant and important for you. I'm talking about the grand challenge now. This will be something, because if you have not worked on the XR technology, I can just brief you as to what we are going to do, what possible use cases that you can apply. Each of these grand challenges is divided into certain sectors. So the four incubators that I just mentioned earlier has got specific sectors. So likewise, the 4 sectors that is going to be there, we will be selecting, each incubator will be selecting 20 ideas. Okay, 20 ideas, that makes it a total of 80 different ideas. So we AICSF will be selecting 20 ideas. That is the reason why we are expecting you to apply for this. So coming to the sector, on the other side. So the sectors that we are defined as, like, for example, for CIIE, that is in Hyderabad. If you have an idea for developing games, you can apply in Hyderabad. If you have an idea to develop agriculture and climate action and sustainability or tourism, you can apply to us. If you have an idea in education and learning, for instance, then you can apply in JUSEC in Gujarat. Or if you have an idea in healthcare, you can apply in FIIT Delhi, which is IIT Delhi. So I'll just give you a use case of a very simple example as to how we can look at this. For example, if you have friends coming from Mumbai and they've got a 5 days holiday. Let's make a very simple example of a 5 days holiday. And your friend wants to come to Sikkim. It is not possible for anybody to cover the entire Sikkim in 5 days. I hope you all will agree with me. It's not possible to cover all the 5 days. Is it possible that before he or she comes, because this is going to be his first visit, is it possible that we create a certain kind of a product that can actually visualize the different locations in Sikkim? Say, for example, West Sikkim, then you talk about Thangu Lake, you talk about Guru Dongmar, all of it you visualize and make 10 different items as an itinerary. Out of that, you make a priority. I prefer to go to Guru Dongmar first, then I go to Thangu Lake, then I want to go to Namchi. I make an itinerary list of it. Out of the 10, I make a priority, convert into priority list of 10. Before I actually come, I can actually calculate how much it will cost me and how should I travel. All of it will be itemized and you can actually visualize before you travel. So these are certain things that you can think of. The second thing that we are talking about is agriculture or agri-tech, because we have about 130 crore population, 32 plus crore population in India. And the youth population of the country is almost about 65%. As you all know, the age of India, the average age of India is below 29 years of age, and 65% of the population is below 29 years of age. Which means all of these people who are below 29 years of age, once you work in corporate or once you work for government jobs or once you work in a blue collar or white collar job, they don't want to do farming. with 130 plus crore population, 65% of the population working in the offices, who is going to provide us the food? So it is very important that we people as students and faculties like us start thinking as to, is there a better way to make the yield better, the products better, and or maybe increase the yield so that we can be provided for all. Otherwise, we're going to have a terrible food crisis in the near future. And that's one of the many reasons why we have opted agriculture as one of the challenge for AICSMUTBI, because if we need to improve on the product and the quality of food that is being produced. That is why if you have any idea, for example, if you want to help a farmer, how to put fertilizers, the appropriate amount of fertilizers by using any of this technology, even if you don't have a product, but even if you have an idea, please apply and make sure that your idea gets converted into a product and help the farmers. That is what we are looking at in this particular grant challenge. So any idea that will help the farmers, that will help the tourism people. See, for example, there is one of the most remote places, tourists don't visit, but the locals generally visit there. I'm sure there are many places like this. In such places, how do you make sure that people from Germany, people from US get to know about this place and visit that place? And also increase the socio-economic conditions or the income of those people living around that region. It is you who can come up with an idea, create such products, and then sell it out across the world so that they can actually visit the place and understand what is there in that place before they really come. And after that, you will be able to make the sales there, so you can actually improve the region through such intervention and ideas. I'm just giving you some examples of use cases. I'm not asking you to restrict to such cases, but these are things that you can actually, these are possibilities that you can think of as an idea. So the idea, we will be selecting 80 such ideas, 20 each per incubator, and each one of these ideas that you get selected, if you are selected, as soon as you get selected, the first thing that we will do is we'll give you a 50,000 rupees grant. That will come straight into your account. You can start using this money, and the idea that you have can be, you can start building a product out of that idea, whether you want to convert into a program, whether you want to convert into an app, whether you want to convert into some hardware product, that you can start using this. Out of this 20, we will be selecting the top four from this 20, and they will be again given a grant of 20 lakh each. That is what you will get out of this program. And besides that, the program benefit includes the same thing, like you will also go through a boot camp, you will have opportunities to participate in global events, you will also have access to technology and infrastructure, like HCL is one of the partner with us. You can have access to them. We have strong mentors from across the industry. You can have access to them. And then also, at the end of it, you will be able to, at the end of the program, you will also be able to have a product in hand, which you can scale it up and make sure that you can actually start a business out of it. And at the end of it, we'll also have some partners, connections, as well as investor connect, wherein you might be able to receive some more money so that you can scale up and make it bigger. That is what you can expect out of this program. The due dates again is the same thing. On 23rd of October is the last date, post which you will have the results out by November. Whether your selection will be declared by November. By December to January, we'll have a boot camp, and in January, the top 4 will be identified, and you'll also receive the grant from this program. So we will have a demo day sometime in July, wherein all your products you will get to pitch to in front of a group of investors, and you may be able to raise more funds in that program as well. That is how we have planned the entire program. For IIT Hyderabad, it is on gaming. This is any interactive game applications using XR. If you have those ideas, you can apply in IIT Hyderabad. Similarly, for agritech, as I mentioned to you, I just gave you an example of that. So for that, you can apply in AICSMUTBI. And if you have any of this idea related to education or upskilling people and learning, you can apply in GUSEC. The details are available here. And for healthcare, if you have to develop, most of you are from medical schools, and if you have any ideas for how to help healthcare people, and if you think that you can improvise the way it works, it is working today using this technology, you can apply in IIT Delhi, and you'll be able to better bring a product out of it. Thank you. With this, this comes to the end of the presentation. If there's any questions, I'll be happy to take questions.
So for what platform are we developing these ideas for? Like, what are the receivers of our ideas and the business?
Sorry?
So what are the receivers of our ideas? Like, what we are developing our ideas for?
Yeah. Who are going to be the end user of your idea? Is that
Yeah, mostly.
Okay. For AIC SMUTBI, for our incubator, our end users are agriculture, people working in agriculture, and people working in tourism. If you have any idea working with that as a end user or the pain points, for example, the farmer is having problems to understand how much of fertilizer is to be used. Or for example, if there is a pest all over the farm. Okay, we frequently come across cardamom in various parts of Sikkim. There is pest and then it doesn't grow well. Can you develop something that will teach the farmers on their mobile phone, the moment they see that, I am in the first month of my cultivation, what should I do to make sure that any problem that arises out of it can immediately be identified? Before I wait till the 6th month and then the crop entirely gets spoiled. Can I give something like that? Can you design something on those lines so that the farmer is trained? The end user, the pain point you are solving is for the farmers. The farmer who is cultivating the cardamom, in the remote west or in the remote villages, they are able to cultivate this. But with your idea converting into a product, tomorrow mobile phone, he has access to mobile phone, he will immediately check and see, first month, this is happening. You take a photograph of it, and then maybe based on that, somebody expert in those fields may be able to guide him. Something of those ideas if you can bring and solve his problem by not coming to Gangtok. By not taking a taxi and coming to Gangtok, taking about 7-8 hours on this kind of road, instead if you can solve this problem on the mobile phone itself, that's exactly what we are looking at.
And so also one more thing, for that, the solution that we are trying to provide or the idea that we have, it should be something that is within the realm of XR, is it?
It should be implementable in the form of XR in case of a grand challenge. In case of a startup, you should already be working in that particular technology. But if you have an idea which is implementable in that, you have an idea, you want to sell, say for example, I want to sell coffee online. Okay? How do I sell it? You have an idea. Converting this into online, how do you package it? All this is going to be a different challenge altogether. But you have not, it is supposed to be solved online. You don't know how to design a website. You don't know how to design an app. But you have an idea how to sell it. That's exactly why we're looking at.
We can apply for this.
Well, you can apply right away I think we have given some pamphlets, the brochures that is there. I think there is a QR code, there is a website there. Please look through that. You can visit our website. Or the moment you see the the standees outside, there's a QR code there, you can scan it, you can log in there. Please apply there, it's open only. And we're going to close it on 23rd midnight, so please don't wait any further. This is the second extension. We do not intend to extend anymore because it fell between the Puja holidays. Therefore, we have requested that the extension should be given for us because people really did not have the time. A lot of people were on holidays, so this opportunity would have been lost.
And coordinator, sir, and to all the students, dignitaries, especially our VC sir, he is not there though, and Dean sir, and all the HOS from different departments. And obviously, I would like to thank students from other universities, faculties who have come here in such a very short notice. And I would like to, say one thing, that is, we are in a transition phase. If you go back 10 years, there was a time where we used to write letters and post it in the post office, and we had to wait for another 1 month to get a reply. So that was the time. Now for you, you can just send a friend request and you can just, get a reply within 1 second. Now, this Facebook also have been going to a different phase. That is, it's known as XR or, virtual reality, metaverse, which I think we may not be able to digest. But the thing is, the kind of opportunity which we are getting right now is not only about the awareness program, but the kind of funds we are getting. Not only to the Manipal University students, but to the students of other university also. And I am very much thankful to all the workers also, who are cleaning this auditorium hall, who are, arranging the chairs, even the guards, every one of us, because of their efforts, this program is successful. And nonetheless, thank you to Professor Vikas sir. We have been closely working with Vikas sir also. And our team from ISAN. Okay, thank you so much. and obviously Sumit sir, he has always been there for me, and we have been working as a team. To all the volunteers, especially our students who worked late at night, and even those who are here early in the morning also, to obviously to Miss Daju also, and IT is there. So please have the IT, and I'd like to thank from engineering section, IT section, and so many of us are there. So I may not be able to recall the names. So with this very short note, I would like to keep my thank you note. Thank you so much for coming and attending this program. Thank you once again.